Well, I'm listening to the James Shaw call on my other machine, so I'll mute myself again in a second. But they're talking about kind of the reverse bold 100, where you get people to reach out to you.
Okay.
What script, because I've never had a great deal of success with that. Maybe I don't market social media hard enough, but how do y'all make that happen?
So tell me more. So it's about having them call you.
Right. I mean, I know Kip McDermott did this during Bold and, had a gift card registration kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the only way to make that happen?
No. So they're like, just if we're to skin everything, at the end of the day, the only reason someone's going to pick up the phone and call you is they perceive that they will have some sort of value by doing so. A gift card is an easy path to that. The other things we could do is offer information or consultation or connection. So I would tailor your message around that. Of course, people are going to call. Like if you're giving away free pizzas, people are going to show up. But the intent would be to create a value proposition and being connected with you. So, for example, if we use that Ruiz report and had some information on that, if we had some call to action based off the app or custom websites, that would be valuable to customers. So let's maybe brainstorm what that would sound like. I see a lot of names on here that people are on this call, and y'all better start talking. Let me start deleting you. I don't know if I can do that, but it sounded scary. Oh, you want me to see if I can? Okay, hold on. You should have started with.
Good morning, Jeff. This is Laura. I'm gonna speak up so you don't have to try to figure out something like that so early in the morning.
Oh, cool. Well, I just figured it out right when you said that, so that's cool.
Oh, well, hey, that's good to know, actually.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just share where I'm at. Like where I'm realizing is as I'm getting my business now more ready, I just need to keep getting more leads. And that's really what it comes down to. So I'm going to be calling vacant houses. I've been making a list of all the vacant houses in my neighborhood on my morning runs and stuff.
That's perfect.
So I just have to start calling those people. And I've done it before because I'm an investor, so I don't mind doing it. It's just that I have to find time with doing it. And I feel like I'm spending a lot of time still building my business, my website, being on these calls and everything. And it's just a lot. My days are very full, even though we're supposedly kind of at home and not being able to work. I am busy all day and night right now. So,
okay. So take your schedule, and I want you to break your schedule down into revenue generating activities. So there are two ways to look at your business. So you're in your business or on your business. So literally track your day for the last couple of days, and then look at where was I in my business and where was I on my business. Because we know that if we function from a job standpoint, we'll always have a job and we won't be able to move to owning a business. So it's really important to schedule on business time to be able to break through that ceiling. Because you'll have a natural talent ceiling where you just run out of hours in the day. So you can always be a great worker, but you gotta be really intentional about working on your business. So just break it down and find something and say, hey, I could replace that with an on my business activity during that day. Because you're not going to get any hours back. I think we could agree on that.
mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? Because
the actual calling people has technically more value than keeping on working on my website. Or, that's what I was thinking yesterday. It's like, it doesn't have to be excellent. It can just be decent and do it.
Yeah. So it's interesting because a lot of our conversations are around getting ready to get ready. So like for lots of us will spend, like there's this idea that I need to be different to be disruptive. So if I'm working on building my business, I'll need to create some website that's better than other websites, or I'll need to create some shtick, like I'm the best at X to be relevant. And that's actually not the case. The consistency, courage, and competency are what people are looking for. So if you can do consistency, courage, and competency, then all of it kind of shakes out. So it's really Like, I am the biggest victim of this. When I came into real estate, I was like, everybody's doing the same shit. I'm like going to do something different. And I literally just spun my wheels. And it was 2008, and you had to really chase business. I mean, I literally got into the business 3 weeks after the stock market crashed. So there was no worse time in real estate than the 12 months following that. And what I realized was, I was like, my website has to look this way, and my business card has to look this way. What people were seeking was relationship and guidance. And even though I didn't know, so how many of you are new in the business?
Me.
Me.
Me. Okay, so we got a bunch of people that are new in the business. And what's crazy about being new in the business is we have this drunk monkey that says, you are not an expert yet. You've been given a license, but you're not an expert yet. So don't claim to be an expert and don't help these people navigate it. You have to earn that right. Does anybody have that drunk monkey? Yeah, so that's normal.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, so the big thing is to get through that.
Sorry, my attitude is they don't know I'm not an expert.
That's right, exactly. Yeah, so
Right.
what you have to do is seek answers. Because as you seek answers, you'll put those answers in your toolbox, and you'll move forward and be able to base your decisions off the answers you've collected along the way. There's no finish line. So mastery is a process, not an event. So there's no day that you wake up and you're like, I'm a master at real estate. I can help you do anything. It's a process. Continually, every conversation you have, and that starts like how many of you, and this is a really funny conversation, but how many of you have literally reached out to your mom, dad, brother, sister and said, hey, have you ever thought about investments, or have you looked at the interest rates or refinance?
Yep.
Okay, 1, 2.
No.
So the majority of people don't do that, which is really funny. So you're like, oh, I got to find business. And the people that are closest to you that would benefit the most by you going above and beyond to create wealth and or help them capitalize on current market conditions, we typically skip that. And the reason we skip that, and this is, I have a fly the size of a pterodactyl in here. The reason we skip that is because we are questioning, I will go to my family when I feel qualified to go to my family. I'd rather deal with somebody at this point that I can help through the process, but I'll get my family like as I learn more, and like they know I just got into the business. So it's interesting. And those of you that have already gone to your family, that's awesome. Just remember, mastery is not an event. It's a process. Got it? Okay. So
I thought going to them was the best idea because it's okay to fail in front of them. You know, they help you learn.
Beautiful. Yeah, totally. And keep in mind that, and I don't mean to be super hippy dippy on this, but failure also isn't an event. So
The mindset.
What's that?
I've always looked at it as a mindset.
It's all mindset. So do you know how many bad decisions I make in a course of a day? It's like hysterical. I've got all these people that say like, oh, Jeff's doing great. Look at him. Oh, wow. And I am literally failing my way forward. I make a misstep, I adjust. So it's not, I mean, there's so many like gloriously cheesy quotes, but it's not if you get knocked down, it's if you stop getting up. So I get punched in the face every day. Every single day I get punched in the face in one way, shape, or form, and I get back up. Because I'm going to add that to my toolbox. I'm going to say, I could have said this different. I could have done that differently. And I'm going to add it to my toolbox to move forward. That is literally the mindset. Because not on the end, but through that process is where you pick people up. So have you guys, like whales, whale sharks, you seen the little fish that swim right next to them?
Yeah.
Why?
Feed off them. They're extra.
Yeah,
Food.
there's 2 reasons. So it takes less energy to swim because they're inside the draft. The current of the water is going around the big object and actually sucking them along. So it takes them no energy to swim, so they need fewer calories to be there, right? Second thing is they intrinsically, or not residually, will get food based off what the larger animal is eating, because the larger animal is taking them to the food. So I want you to look at your sphere. You are the whale. the majority of people are not dealing with house painters every day. They're not dealing with plumbers. They're not dealing with lenders. They're not having conversations about what the market's doing. You're in a particular environment which allows you to get in, gather information, and those little pieces of food are coming off of you. And you will choose, if you put your sphere around you, to benefit from those conversations you're having. We take them for granted. How many people do you think it's 8:14 are right now having a conversation about how to help the people around them?
Very
Not
few.
enough.
People are not having that conversation. Did I say, I need you to make more money so we can make more money as a company? Have I said anything like that?
Nope.
Because it's not about that. It's about delivering value to the people around us. So you're consciously making that decision. Will I pick up the phone? Will I bring value? Will I let those pieces of information, those pieces of food, go to my sphere where they can swim with less energy and benefit from what I'm going through? Or will I not pick up the phone? Like, it's all mindset. And you will continue to get better. This mastery process is what we're all seeking. I feel like I'm in a sermon right now. So let me throw some holy water on me. I feel like, thank you. So I've been gutted through the process of learning real estate. And a lot of that comes from some, like, growing up, I've just never been satisfied, right? Go and trying to learn more and be the best at whatever I'm doing. And as I came through real estate, I would set goals up. Hey, if I made X, I would feel accomplished. If I could help this many amount of families, I would feel accomplished. And what I realized was each one of those events didn't bring me any more joy. Zero. And this is coming from somebody who I made very little money going up to getting into real estate. I had a lot of big impact, started businesses, a lot of successes, but it wasn't like, and I'm not saying money is the answer to happiness, but I thought it was because I'd never had it. And then real estate has been the first thing I've ever touched where you can surround yourself with people and literally hand W's to people, just wins. There are like hundreds of families in Buncombe County and the surrounding counties that lives are significantly different because I interacted with them. I mean, there are people that have multiple rental properties. There are people that have downsized, upsized, gotten out of divorces, gotten out of bankruptcy, sold investment properties, which allowed them to send their kids to college, like the gamut. Like people, like, it gets intense. They're domestic violence that I've helped people get out of that couldn't leave because they didn't have the knowledge nor the resources to get out of that. And we were able to use real estate as a tool to give them an opportunity to start a new life. That's literally where you're standing. So we can talk about it being transactional and how to do marketing and how to, like, wow people, but you have a tremendous responsibility with yourselves to literally reach out to the people around you and hand out those W's, hand out those wins. We cannot do that if we don't have at bats. I'm sure you've heard the saying, Wayne Gretzky missed 100 of the shots he never took, 100%. 100% of the shots he never took, missed. You have to have the at-bats. And to have those at-bats, we have to have connection. And to have connection, you have to initiate it. There are two types of realtors. We have catch realtors and fetch realtors. Catch realtors sit around and wait for mom to call and say the house is going to sell. You should call them. Or your friend calls and says, oh, well, I would buy a house if that would help you out. We've been thinking about downsizing. Those are catch realtors. Particularly in this market, the catch realtors likely will be out of the business or will starve. So this is on you and you only. There's a reason you got into this business, and there was a confidence that got you into this business. For that reason, look around you and say, who set me up for success here? Was it me? Do I owe it to myself? Is my family supporting me? Is my family sitting in the other room asking me How'd it go today? That's your responsibility. Hand out those W's. There have never been I have not lived through, other than 2008, I have not lived through a moment in time where people have more uncertainty and more fear. So connection. So let's get nitty gritty. Where do you find connection? Where do you find people to call?
This is a little off subject, but me and my husband found a couple gallons of hand sanitizer at Lowe's, and we've gotten smaller containers and been divvying it up. And he's been handing them out at the shop, but today I was gonna go get some and put my business card on them and just give them to our neighbors. You know, you don't even have to talk to me. I'll just drop it off at your door, but it's getting my name out, and you can't buy that anywhere right now.
Okay, so I think that's awesome. So let's do a call to action on that. So if you're going to put a business card on there, what is your message? I gave you something.
I've been trying to think.
Okay, so let's brainstorm. So if we are putting our business card on there, what's our call to action? Brainstorm it, y'all.
Well, you want to get them to call you.
Call to action is I can help you in multiple ways. Here's my initial help. Give me a call if you need further help.
That's great. That's great. That's where I want you. So go with that mindset wise.
So would you write like a little note with it?
I would. Your business card. So here's the thing. And Emily, you're at the 5-yard line on a touchdown run. Your mindset's in the right place, the business card attached to it. That 5 yards between where you're standing and the end zone is about what the message is. So I would encourage you to come up with something that says something of what Alan was saying. This is my contribution to you. It's not just about real estate.
Because I've been thinking, I thought about putting some kind of message on it, but I wasn't sure how to attach that and make it look not like crap.
And here's another thing I want to share with you. So remember I said I thought I was fancy when I got into real estate. I wanted my website to look good. I wanted everything. So I spent an exorbitant amount of time and, well, not money because I didn't have any, but trying to put together marketing and these perfect postcards with perfect design. And if you Google it, you will see that the response rate on a professional call to action or handwritten call to action is like 10x on handwritten.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So when you say I want it to look professional, I don't know that it needs to.
Right. I just don't want it to look like a child put it together. But at the same time, I gave myself today as a deadline because I've been thinking about it for the last couple of days. And I knew that if I didn't give myself a deadline and just do it, I would just nitpick every aspect and worry that I didn't say the right thing or.
Okay, so let's do mindset. So if I got something that looked like it was written by a child, I'm using your own words, that would touch me more than something that looks professional. I would say this family sat around and did this for the community.
I agree with that.
Right? So
Yeah.
it's here.
Yeah.
These are the roadblocks that we set up for ourselves as we move through these spaces and these conversations. So I just, like, it's so funny. We'll tell ourselves all these stories like, well, I would have already done it, but I want it to look professional. Like,
I was a pastry chef, so like looks was everything to me. I mean, plating, I was in charge of plating and design. So that's why that's such a hang up for me.
So, and could you agree that would be an amazing gesture, even if a child wrote it?
Oh, for sure.
And would you remember that?
Definitely.
Cool. Because what we don't want to do is desensitize it by making it feel corporate. Like, so people don't know the Keller model. So Keller's the #1 real estate company in the world. So they literally think you all get a paycheck, just so you know, and you ain't getting one, just so you know. So they all think that you get a paycheck. So when I said I got into real estate, people would literally, I'd be showing them houses and they're like, so what's your gas allowance, or like, how's it work? Like, you get a salary and then they deduct it from commission, or like, nobody knows that you're just hanging out there. You're just being coached towards success and provided a toolbox. So they may believe, if it's really corporate, that literally Gary's sitting in Austin packing boxes, sending them to you to give out in some kind of marketing ploy. Like, it doesn't matter if you throw a Post-it note on there. Willing to help however I can, or something. Like, it literally can say whatever.
And Emily, are you going to do this by foot? You're going to walk your neighborhood?
At least the immediate neighbors.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if it warms up, I'll go around more.
Because I know you were talking about door knocking a couple of times.
Right. I want to do that eventually in my neighborhood, but no one really wants to stand at their door and talk to a stranger right now.
Right.
So what if I'm just brainstorming this, but what if you took one of the pages, like, go to Fast Stats on the MLS and pull some numbers, just a general neighborhood watch, or maybe you get the Ruiz report. Maybe you
I
take
thought about doing the neighborhood snapshot too.
did a neighborhood snapshot, and you put a note on there that said, clean hands, clean mind. The market isn't dead. Like, just something. Because this is all, so without discrediting or desensitizing the severity of what's going on, 90% of this is driven by fear. Right? So I read today there's 37 cases in our area. 37 cases. And there's 3 people that have passed away. They were all pre-existing conditions and over 60. Our job right now is just to prepare. You're literally building your fort right now. I say that because my kids have been building forts all morning. But like that's what we're doing right now. So keep people out of a fear mindset and let them know that things are selling. The market's still fine. We're just going to have to do some things differently. And the first step of that is connection. So I want to, each of you, because I'm running out of time here, to tell me what sphere you're going to reach into today.
I mean, calling, it's just more friends and family for me. And then this afternoon, I'll go on my walk and start handing that stuff out.
Okay, so I think it would be helpful if each of you put a Post-it note on your desk that said, did I make a connection today, or did I make connection today? Okay.
Sounds good.
For-
Jeff,
For me, I'm focusing. Oh, go ahead, Dee.
I'm sorry. I was just going to circle back. Consistency, courage, and what was the third C?
Competency.
Thank you.
That's all people look for. There are relationship dynamics, and the reason someone leaves a relationship or there's a vulnerability in a relationship, they will ask themselves 3 questions. They will say, can I trust this person? Do they care about me? And can they help me? Relationships fall apart when one of those 3 things has a question mark next to it. And that happens on a firm level. Like when I have an agent that transfers to another firm, every single time our leadership staff comes together and I said, I will literally ask them, which one of the 3 did we miss?
Yep.
It's every relationship in your life is that way.
Mm-hmm.
You care about me. Can you help me? And can I trust you?
Yep.
So I'll add a 4th C, if I may, and that is compassion.
I like it.
I had, I'll give a shout out, even though she's not on this call. I'll give a shout out to Jen Lowry for reaching out to me, because she knows I'm separated, can't see my mom, knows she's 94. Jen left to go spend time with her family. And every one of us knows somebody who's afraid they won't see their people on the other side of this lockdown.
Right.
And it's such a powerful, easy way. If you're willing to open yourself up to whatever the answer might be, it's just one more way, and compassion is huge.
Yep.
Because, as you say, we are not machines.
Nope. It starts with a connection. So had she not reached out to Julie, that's the connection I'm talking about. It's literally the catalyst for every conversation you're going to have starts with connection. What's interesting is the momentum or successes I've had as a broker when I was in production were all based off connection, because I didn't have a unique talent, but I stopped and connected with as many people as I could, and not artificially. I mean, literally, who are you? Where are you from? What's your family look like? You know, where do you want to go in life? Like those questions. So that's the calls I want you to make. So I got to run. So I want each of you to tell me who you're calling today.
I'm calling friends that I know are renters.
Okay.
I'm gonna call my wife's network at
Cool.
the salon.
I'm going to call 2 friends that are renters and also my family to have that conversation you mentioned. They live in Oklahoma, but hey, who knows?
That's right. Yeah.
I'm calling my close sphere, and then also starting to call a contact list at Firefly that hasn't been touched.